Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name's Matt, and today we're going to review Black Adam #1. But before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, we got the cover here for Black Adam #1. It is a DC comic, and it is by Priest, Sandoval, and Herms. And we start off with the human form of Black Adam. His name is Theo, and he is the king of a nation called Kahndaq. And he has been brought before the U.S. Senate for some reason. They're doing some kind of hearings on him because he broke some kind of rules or something. And all this bores him, of course, because all he has to do is turn into Black Adam and kill all these people if he wanted. So he doesn't really care about any of their sanctions or rules that they're trying to impose on him. So he thinks about the night before where he was fighting someone as Black Adam. And just so you know, this actually takes place before the Death of the Justice League issue, in case you were wondering. So much like Shazam, he has to say the word Shazam. And when he does, he turns into this big superhero named Black Adam. So at first, they hide the bad guy in shadow as he's fighting him. But we find out pretty quickly that it is actually Darkseid that he's fighting. And in the process of fighting him, Black Adam says Shazam in order to call down the lightning, and that ends up wounding Darkseid pretty bad. But it also leaves a very bad burn on the arm of Theo and also on Black Adam. So then we cut back to the hearings where a bored Theo, who has the injured hand that's wrapped up, ends up just leaving the room altogether because they can't really stop him. He is a superpowered being. In the meantime, there's been a murder of someone who is the political rival of Theo, and his name is Shakur Nassar. And this, of course, is a big deal because he's the political rival of Black Adam. So, of course, they're going to kind of assume he was behind it. So the policeman on the scene actually works with Theo, I guess. He's kind of an inside cop. So he calls Theo and lets him know that this happened. And then we're introduced to this doctor. And it turns out that this young doctor named Malik, and it turns out that this young man, Malik, was the last person to see Shakur Nassar before he died. So the cop that's working for Theo actually tracks down this doctor. And the police actually arrest him and detain him for the murder of Shakur. And it actually turns out that he was just being detained. It wasn't an arrest. He was just under suspicion because supposedly he was the last person with Shakur. So he gets let go and he goes to visit his friend Jasmine, who he's telling what happened to him and is trying to figure out everything because he's angry and he's actually thinking about going down to the Kahndaq consulate and giving them a piece of his mind. And just as Jasmine is walking away from him, someone drives up in a van and they kidnap Malik. And that's where I'm going to stop it. I don't want to spoil anything else. So this is actually the first Black Adam comic I've ever read that was specifically his own title. I was introduced to his character in the 52 series that happened in the mid-2000s. And I always thought he was pretty cool in that. So I figured I'd check this out. And also, I like Christopher Priest, the writer, a lot. His Black Panther run is really good from the 90s. And just generally, I think he's a really talented writer. And this series is no different. He does a really good job of setting up what his arc is going to be about in this. And he knows how to pace it because this issue had a really good flow. And there was a lot of information kind of thrown at us at the beginning with those Senate hearings and everything. But it was intercut with that fight scene with Darkseid. And I just felt like everything that was happening for a reason. And we were getting just enough information without it being too wordy or cumbersome. I thought the art was really cool, especially that fight with Darkseid. There was some really, really awesome like action scenes in that. And just overall, this first issue was really solid. Great writing, great art. And this is a 12-issue limited series, so it definitely has like a full arc that it's going to go through. So I'm going to give this book a 4.5 out of 5. I had a really fun time reading it. I liked the setup of the story, and I can't wait to read the next issue to see what's going to happen. So if you're interested in the Black Adam character because the movie's coming out, or just in general, you want to know that character from the comics, definitely check this book out. I feel like you get the feel for the character, and even though there's multiple things going on in this story besides just Black Adam, you really get a sense of his personality in this and how the character is in general. So if you saw anything you like, definitely go pick that up at your local comic book store, and we will see you all in the next one.